Hey Jake, how's it going?
Good, good. How are you?
Yeah, not too bad. I look forward to heading out tomorrow for fight week. It's an interesting one because when I was speaking to you in Saudi, you specifically said, regardless of the result against Tommy, Nate is next. Now you fought people better than Nate. What was the reasoning behind picking Nate as the guy?
Nate has a massive name. He's the massive pay-per-view draw of UFC times. And to me, that's exciting because I haven't yet really fought a massive pay-per-view draw in the prime of their career when they're still hot and active. So to me, that's super exciting. And there was this beef that was there and this online banter back and forth that we'd been trying to and wanting to fight. For a long time, and then if finally the stars aligned. And not even about the promotion, it's just like for my own pleasure. I like to fight people where it gets rowdy and it's more entertaining for the fans. So for me, it's just not as fun if there's not as much like shit talk and funny moments leading up to the promotion. Because that's why I do this. I do this for myself. I do this for my own joy and passion for this game. So um it is disappointing for myself. Yeah. I said that I would become one of the biggest pay-per-view stars in the world when I put my house up for sale in Calabasas, and I said I'm going to become a world champion and that these are my goals. And I always make goals that scare me, but I believe in myself enough to do them. So if your goals don't scare you, I don't think they're big enough. But you also have to believe in yourself to accomplish them. And so I've always said, like, I'm going to be fighting Conor McGregor. I'm going to be fighting, all these people, Floyd, all these people. And it's getting to these levels now. So it's cool and all that. But I also, yeah, I kind of predicted this. My realistic ambition is becoming a world champion, and that hasn't changed. I've only gained more conviction around it, and with how I'm progressing and the work I'm putting in and the experience I'm getting under my belt, going up to 10 rounds now, slowly making my way, deeper and deeper into the sport and getting more and more and more experience. Um, I have all the tools, the punching power, the strength, the cardio, the speed. So really it's just about the thousands and thousands and thousands of repetitions that I need to become a world champion. But I'm sparring against them. I'm working with them in the gym. And that's why I know I could do it. Yeah, I think the biggest thing was bringing in a new strength and conditioning coach that really had a knowledge of getting me fight ready that none of my other coaches had previously. And that made a world of difference. And my coaches just pushed me way, way harder. Before in practices, I would be going like 10 rounds, maybe 12, maybe 15. Now we go 20, 25 rounds and then, jogging afterwards. So this camp has been a lot harder and I've had to go to a different place mentally to survive it. But it's made all the difference in terms of my cardio. Now I could feel like I could fight forever. We'll see. We'll see. I guess it all really depends, and I've only been doing this for 3.5 years. So, and at 26 years old. So, in 3 years from now, when I'm 29 in my athletic prime, I fully believe in my capability to be able to win a world championship.
And finally, can I get your prediction on KSI and Tommy? What do you think is going to happen there?
I think Tommy knocks him out in like less than 5 rounds. Oh yeah, I mean he's doing like these like gimmick WWE fights up until now. This is Tommy is his first real test. But who knows? He might throw an elbow on Tommy too. Yeah, it's weird. I think it's actually like made my brand bigger, and I think my like vulnerability post fight with the things that I was sharing on my show, my podcast, doing other podcasts and interviews and such, and my social media. I think people saw like a human side of me that they maybe hadn't seen before, And so I think there was like this relatable thing that actually connected me more with my audience. And now I'm fighting to show, these kids who maybe are taking losses in their lives on a daily basis. It might not be boxing, it might be anything, but I'm showing them how to come back, how to recover, how to not let the world beat you up and defeat you, and to actually come back stronger, come back harder, and use it all as fuel. And I think people are seeing that, and maybe they've gained some respect for me. 100%. Yeah, and it's interesting that a loss can give you more conviction on what it is that you're supposed to be doing and what you're here to do, and it can actually reset you on a proper path. And that's exactly what it did for me. And now I'm feeling better than ever, stronger than ever, in the best shape of my life, best team around me. And I couldn't be happier. And that's why I thank Tommy. I thank Tommy for winning. It put my life in the direction that it was supposed to be before, and that is such a priceless thing. I mean, I'm not in the YouTube boxing world, so that whole like crazy tag team style stuff, influencers versus influencers, that was my first fight 3.5 years ago. And since then, I've fought professional athletes or professional fighters. So I'm not in that world. My cards are filled with world champions, the best of the best, the highest level competition. And that's what I think others should do. They should come into the sport. Obviously, it's cool to fight the influencers, but it's time to like take things more seriously. And I think that is what's important, because I respect the sport of boxing so much too. And I think that a lot of the stuff that they're doing is promote the fights, these girls like flashing, taking their tops off in the ring, like all this stuff is a bit too much. Yeah, just like it's tough because they're not going to listen. Like, I don't think it's my job, but like influencers and YouTubers are crazy. So I don't know, but it's just tough because we want new eyeballs for the sport, but we don't want it to be like a gimmick. So, just don't be a gimmick. Don't like do cringe, and get your skill up. You want to promote yourself. You want to have big fights. You want to make a name for yourself. Start in the gym. That's really what people don't realize. Like, why I got so big was, yeah, I said a lot of things and I talked a lot, but if I wouldn't have been able to back it up, no one would have cared. And so when I was knocking people out flat, cold, that's really what made me the biggest one in the space. And so focus more on your skill level versus doing these crazy PR stunts.